Berbers, also known as the Amazigh or Imazigan, are an indigenous ethnic group of North Africa. The name Berber is derived from the Greek word barbaros, which means barbarian, a term used to describe anyone who was not Greek or Roman. The Berbers have a rich history that dates back thousands of years, long before the Arab conquest of North Africa in the 7th century CE. This essay delves into the origins of the Berbers, their early history, and their pre-Islamic pagan beliefs. The origins of the Berbers can be traced back to prehistory. They are considered one of the earliest inhabitants of North Africa, with evidence of their existence dating back to at least 10,000 BCE. The Berbers were known for their nomadic lifestyle, although they also established various settlements and kingdoms across the region. Throughout history, they interacted with many civilizations, including the Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, and Byzantines. These interactions influenced their culture, language, and religious practices. Prior to the advent of Islam, the Berbers practiced a variety of pagan beliefs. Their religion was polytheistic, with a pantheon of gods and goddesses that they believed governed various aspects of life and nature. Key deities included the sun god and the moon goddess, who were often depicted in rock art and inscriptions. Ancestral worship was also significant, as the Berbers believed in the power and influence of their forebears' spirits. Rituals and ceremonies were conducted to honor these spirits and seek their guidance and protection. The Berber pantheon included a multitude of gods and goddesses, each with specific roles and attributes. Among the most prominent deities were Amon, the god of the sun and fertility, and Tanit, the goddess of the moon and war. Amon was often represented by the symbol of the ram, while Tanit was symbolized by a triangle with a horizontal line across the top. Other significant deities included Anzar, the god of rain, and Gurzil, the war god. Each tribe had its own variations and local gods, reflecting the diversity within Berber society. The Berbers used various symbols and artifacts in their religious practices. Amulets, charms, and talismans were common, believed to provide protection and bring good fortune. Sacred sites such as caves, mountains, and springs were considered dwelling places of the divine and were often the locations for religious ceremonies and offerings. Rock art and petroglyphs found in regions like the Tassili Najer in Algeria provide insights into the spiritual and religious life of early Berbers. The religious beliefs and practices of the Berbers were influenced by interactions with neighboring cultures. For instance, the worship of Tanit and Baal, prominent in Carthaginian religion, also found its way into Berber beliefs. Similarly, Egyptian and Greek influences can be seen in various aspects of Berber mythology and iconography. Despite these influences, the Berbers maintained a distinct religious identity that was deeply connected to their environment and way of life. The spread of Islam in the 7th century dramatically transformed the religious landscape of North Africa. Many Berbers converted to Islam, either through conquest or trade and interaction with Arab settlers. However, certain pre-Islamic beliefs and practices persisted for centuries in some remote areas. The transition to Islam was a complex process that varied across different Berber communities, blending Islamic tenets with traditional customs and practices over time. The Berbers have a rich and diverse history that is deeply rooted in the pre-Islamic era. Their pagan beliefs, characterized by a pantheon of gods and goddesses, ancestral worship, and sacred rituals, provide a fascinating glimpse into their spiritual and cultural world. Understanding the pre-Islamic religion of the Berbers is essential to appreciating the depth and complexity of their identity, which has endured through centuries of change and influence.